What is up, YouTubers? This is Jonza here, and welcome back to another episode of Sawcasters. And from our last episode, we were talking about the history of me. I mean, kind of history of me. It's more of how my YouTube history on how I became who I was today. I don't think it really changed me too much, but like, what I've done in my YouTube and some stories that I've had, an experience I've had through YouTube and stuff. And yeah, and in this episode, as you can tell from the title, is gonna be something a little personal. And I'm not gonna go into too much specific things in here, and just so I don't really want to say the names of these people I've had these feelings for or whatnot, but I'll just kind of give them a random name at times, so I'll try to stick with those random names as well for them. And yeah, I mean, if you ladies know who you are, then yeah, the ones that I've confessed to before, so yeah. You will know who I'm talking about. But I thought it'd be something I could get off my chest since it's kind of a past experience and stuff, so okay, so anyways, guess we'll just hop right into it. So when I was young, when I was, I guess, way young, I've had a couple crushes here and there where I thought a girl was cute and whatnot. I didn't really say anything at the time and whatnot, so nothing really too from my childhood that was like mind-blowing for me and whatnot. I guess my first, real, I don't know what to say like this. It's like, I guess first romantic feeling, I felt for someone was pretty much around the time I started high school. I think when I really started to notice them, I think it was like the third day in, I think we were partnering up to go and grab like the recycling bins or something from other classrooms or whatnot. I think this was in our drama class, I think. But yeah, we were partnering up for them. I kind of started noticing them for the first time, and well, they just kind of caught my eye to begin with. So, at the beginning it was more of a crush per se. We didn't really get to talk much at that time, but we kind of hanged out a little bit, more specifically around more of our other classmates and whatnot, especially since even in high school, there were some people there I already kind of knew from at least the last school I was at, which I only stayed there for 2 years. Because my one school in Glenridge, I only got to stay there for like till grade 6 because it was only up till grade 6 that they were allowed to be there. So I was only there from grade 2 to grade 6, and that was when I moved from Hamilton St. Catharines, which that'll be another story for another day and whatnot. So I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? I was talking about my time in school, and then I went to Oak Ridge for like at least 2 years. Yeah. And for like 7 and 8. So I already knew some people there, and we were all hanging out at times and stuff. Hell, I think even someone said, "Hey, you two should date." At that point, I was like, I would like that, but of course I didn't actually say that. Like, that was more in my head. I was like, okay, yeah, I would like that, but I don't know if now's the right time and whatnot. Especially since at this time, I never really had a girlfriend or anything at the time, or never dated before, so. Or even asked anybody out either. Like, I was kind of a shy person way back when as well, so. Surprised that I had friends back then. But yeah, I was definitely too shy to pop that kind of question, which, yeah. Which also kind of leads to the first time I ever tried to ask her out. So the first time I asked her out was, I think this was around Oh god, it was around her birthday too. Yeah, I remember her birth. It was around her birthday and stuff too. So I thought I'd be a little clever here on how to ask her out, especially since I don't think I would actually say the proper words at times. So what happened was, I guess I'll just call this person. I don't even know what to call. I'll just call her someone from high school. um, but practically, I thought I'd be clever and write a little note for her birthday as well. I said like, "Hey, happy birthday! I was wondering if you'd like to be my girlfriend and whatnot." So I wrote that up, and what I was planning to do as well, because there was a clear shot between her locker and the bathroom as well, so um, I tried to make sure I needed to go to the bathroom around that time, so I would walk in and hopefully no one was looking at the time to pop the note into her locker. And the thing was, her locker was like right near mine, so it was kind of easy to know which one it was at the time. So I dropped that off on the way to the bathroom, or it might have been on the way back. I can't remember, but yeah. And then I kind of waited until like lunchtime. And normally during lunchtime, I had I guess a school laptop I used. And normally what I do on that, I just kind of watched YouTube videos at times, kind of relating back to when I first started watching YouTube. Man, classic YouTube. That's what I miss, really. But I was sitting there. It was that like after the fact that I did that because it was second period when I did this, so it was definitely before lunch. So I was sitting there right around lunch, and I was just sitting there very nervously because I know what I put into her locker. I was like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. That was like literally what was going through my mind, like, oh shit, what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? Oh fucking Jesus. It's just because I haven't actually done something like this before, so I was completely nervous at the time, and to my surprise, nothing happened. She just went to her locker and then went to eat lunch and whatnot. So during my mind, I was like, "Oh wait, did I not put into the right locker?" Man, at the same time, like I was kind of disappointed, but at the same time relieved because I don't know what I would actually say at that moment either. Like I didn't really plan much after that. Just put in the note. I thought I'd just put in the note and then see what her answer would be. But of course, I didn't really get an answer at the time. And little did I know, okay, so here's also a thing. I thought she didn't get it, and I thought I put it in the wrong locker. And the thing is, I also made sure I put down it was me as well. So like, obviously it wasn't like a secret admirer sort of thing. I made sure I put my name down, and she knew who I was too. So there was that. But yeah, I put my name, or yeah. So when I thought I missed her locker for some reason, and it didn't go to her, it actually did. So she just didn't do anything at the time because she was kind of all awkward about that kind of stuff as well. So yeah, awkward moment. And she also told me that like once we actually got a lot more closer as friends, she actually mentioned it to me, and I definitely felt a little weird about it. um, she didn't really say anything much after that as well, so that was she didn't mention like she would or wouldn't. So after we kind of got back into like our third period classes, like well, this was like after that fact. I was kind of like sitting there like, oh, I just don't know what happens next. Like she knows that I like her. What's going to happen next? Like I was just wondering what the fuck was going on. But yeah, in between that time, I did become more closer friends with her. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And one of the things that we normally do in between, I guess, in like lunch hours or so, we go over to the Burgoyne Woods because where I went and where she went, we went to Sir Winston at the time. So I was mostly like how we started going to Burgoyne Woods during lunches at times. It kind of started with me kind of sitting by the football field because that's where I used to go for track and field way back when I was little. So I thought it was like a nice familiar place. I could just kind of sit, relax, and to myself. And to her, I just looked like I was kind of lonely. So she kind of just came to say hi and hang out for a little while. And then one day she invited me to go over to Burgoyne Woods. So yeah, we kind of just started hanging out there from time to time. She didn't go every day, but for me, I was kind of going every day. There were, so you can kind of say I was a little bit of a stalker. And look, I don't mean to be like a stalker and whatnot. It's just like I like to try to know the person as much as I can, and I was more of a private person, so yeah, you can definitely see that as a stalker. And I won't even deny that I was being a stalker at the time. I think I was, but obviously I was just trying to hide some stuff to myself because I was too shy to say anything about that kind of thing. So I was mostly going there every day just to hopefully hang out with her, but obviously she didn't go there every single day and whatnot. So, and I think she's also called me out for being a stalker at times. Which, but I'm surprised we're still friends at this day, especially for me being like that. Uh, but yeah, that all happened. But yeah, we were still good friends at the time, and of course, after the fact that after she told me that she did get my note at the time, I was then kind of feeling a bit awkward at the time and wondering what's gonna be happening next, like kind of freaking out. At least in my head, like I was trying to look cool and whatnot, but like in my head, I'm like, what the fuck? Well, I don't know what's going on. What, huh? The yeah, it was very an awkward moment for me at that time. So, you know, and also it was kind of funny because um, she was kind of dating someone at the time. It wasn't actually someone around the area. It was kind of like long distance relationship or something with someone at that time. So I I still felt like I had a chance at times, but I don't know. It was still kind of weird, and obviously I get like a bit depressed that I couldn't really be with her at the time because there's also a little thing on why I would like to be there for her is because, well, it's mostly because I felt bad for her having like depression and anxiety because that's what she had. And like I said, I'm not gonna say who it is. I mean, people that I know personally, you might know who it is, but if you guys don't know me personally, I think really only there's one other person besides me and her that actually know, and that's my pal Hunter. So. He's the only other one that kind of knows this stuff. I mean, some of the stuff obviously he doesn't, but I told him a few things, and he's like probably the only one I really told that I liked this girl and whatnot. So, you know, but yeah, some weird awkward moments at times, and I mean that's what love does sometimes. It just kind of makes you all fuzzy and awkward at times, especially for me being a shy bastard and obviously having none experience with girls and whatnot. It was kind of bad. But yeah, we are still good friends to this day, like anyways, and I'll kind of get to more extra stuff that happened in that sort of relationship. Oh God, I swear, if you're watching this right now, person I'm talking about, if you are watching this, sorry if I'm bringing some awkward memories up, but I just thought this would be kind of entertaining to talk about. And like I said, I'm not mentioning you at all, so everyone else doesn't know who you are, so you're fine. But yeah. I guess we'll kind of move on to around the time I actually did start dating her. And yes, I did actually date her for a little while. it didn't last too long, and like I said, we are still good friends to this day, so there's that. So kind of how it kind of started, she did break up with her one online boyfriend at the time. So it was kind of around that time she like I did hear about it as well. I didn't even go for it. Like I wasn't the one that even asked her out at that time as well. There was another time I did ask her out, which I think was near the end of grade 10, I believe. And when we did start dating, that was like during grade 11, I think. Yeah, when we did start, it was literally at the start of like 2017, I believe. So yeah, and grade 10, or I at least tried again asking her. I think it was definitely one of the rare moments where she actually did come to Burgoyne Woods with me at the time. So I think it was on the way back because I was really trying to like get the nerves to actually like ask her because at that time I was like all nervous and shit. So uh, uh, yeah, unfortunately it was kind of I would say it was kind of a no situation because she said like, oh, I need some time or whatnot. So I was like, yeah, okay. And at the time I was like, okay, time, that might be a yes, like I don't know. So even after that, like I'm just wondering to myself if she would say yes or whatnot. And this was, I guess, still where she was still with her online boyfriend and whatnot. So obviously, I think that probably would have been a no at the time. But you know, and she was also like socially awkward at times as well with other people. She still kind of is, but she's really trying to make some more friends because honestly, she doesn't really have that many friends to hang out with. Like I'm probably like one of her closest friends, like to actually hang out with. Like probably one of her bestest friends, along with someone else as well, and then a few other friends she talks with online. But like me and one other of her friends, we're pretty much the only people that we don't really hang out in person and whatnot. So yeah, but she's trying to make some new friends like nowadays. So there's that. So happy for her. Um, but yeah. Again, back on topic. So around the time we started dating, it was like sometime after, a little bit after, where she broke up with him because he was being an asshole. So there's that. And then I was just minding my business at home one day during the Christmas break, I believe. Yeah, actually, I think there's a bit of more history just before that. So I think it was the day of, or at least the last day before Christmas break, which was that's normally like a fun day as it is. And I got to hang out with her for most of the day, or I think at least half of the day before she decided to kind of go home at that point, which honestly, at least halfway through the day, I guess you're required to stick around, but like I think halfway through, I guess you're allowed to go home since you don't really have any registered classes, but like I think at the halfway point into the day, you can watch a movie or go home or whatever. So I think I sticked around for the movie. She went home because just because of her mental illnesses and stuff as well. But yeah, I just felt like on that day it felt like she was getting a little more like closer to me at that day, and yeah, because honestly, I think I was trying not to say anything about it, but I think there's like a little performance like in the morning and stuff. I think her arm was like right next to mine as well. Like they were like touching, so I think that's what happened. I don't remember exactly because that was like a couple years ago, but I think that's what happened. I think there was that, and then I think even after we were sitting like close to our lockers, and even then, I'm trying to remember. I think she did lay her head down on my shoulder just to check out what I was watching or something. I think for sure I was watching a Markiplier video at the time as well. A Markiplier live stream, I think. I think that was what's happened. I think it was the I think it was Evil Within. I think the second one. I think it was that. I don't know. It's hard to pinpoint what exactly happened or what point and stuff, but I know she did that. We were sitting like pretty close to each other as well, so there was that. And then she had to leave at that point, so there was that happening. There were a few other hints as well. We were actually playing Minecraft on. I was playing Minecraft on my iPad. I think she was playing on her phone, and she did this twice, by the way, before. On Minecraft, she put in the chat. She said, "Guess what?" And I was like, "What?" And she put, "I love you." I was like, "What? What?" And then she said, "Oh, I love your hair," and whatnot. She did that also, even way before that time as well. Just randomly, I guess, but we were texting, and I was confused as well. Like, I don't even know what to really make out of that as well. So I was like, confused and whatnot. And I guess I should have picked on more of the hints then and there, but like, I guess just before the New Year's happened, this was like December 31st, 2016. And yeah, it was actually her that asked if I wanted to start dating. And me being me as I wanted to actually be in a relationship with her, I'm like, sure, yeah, totally. Like at that moment, I was kind of pretty happy that that we were actually finally together. I was like, hell yeah, let's go. But yeah, unfortunately, it didn't last too long. Which I guess we'll go into more on the actual dating portion soon. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good end to 2016 though, just because I got to be with the one I was. Well, I mean, I guess I wasn't with her at the time. Well, I mean, like physically with her, but like we were together as a thing, So I was pretty happy, and I thought that was a good way to end off 2016. I just didn't know the start of 2017 would start it off in misery. And it kind of happened around that. It was like at least about a month and a half, I think, we had in a relationship. So, yeah. But I guess I'll kind of go into detail on what happened during the relationship. Me and myself, I honestly thought the relationship was going okay. She was having some sort of moments, and I was trying to be there for her as much as I could. And yeah, with me not knowing much about relationships, this was one of the big first problems that I did. And the thing is, she didn't really blame me for the relationship at all. But I do blame myself at some points. Like in this case, she even mentioned that I guess I was sticking around her too much, which honestly for me, like for me at the time, I just really wanted to spend all my time with her. That's all I really wanted. So I was kind of sticking with her at glue at times when we were in school and whatnot. I feel like we were hanging out every lunch because of that. So, and I was kind of following her to her bus and stuff, which I thought that was at least me being nice, like walking her to her bus and whatnot. Because we both took the school buses home, but we had different buses, so at least hers, she was able to get on her bus right away. I still had to wait a little while for my bus to arrive. So I thought it was also cool because that means I could walk around and then not have to worry about running straight to my bus once it got here because I still had to wait like a couple minutes before it did arrive. So, but yeah, I guess she needed a bit more space around that time. And another reason also is that she kind of rushed into another relationship because it was kind of shortly after her last relationship. So yeah, like he was still kind of getting into her head a bit, and I don't know, they were still talking, which I honestly don't think that was really healthy. I think I even at least tried to mention that you should probably stop talking to him and stuff. And the thing was, I was also still shy and nervous, and the thing was, like, I thought she wanted to probably try to take things slow as well. So like I guess I should have brought out more for the relationship and stuff, but I didn't. And the thing was also, we were also kind of keeping our relationship on the down low. Like we didn't really tell anybody that we were in a relationship. I think the only people I told that during during the time that we were in a relationship were my parents. They were the only ones I really knew. So, you know. But yeah, I think we had a few good dates. I think we had like at least maybe three big dates in total. I don't know if the first one really counts because she did bring her one friend along for a little bit, and then we kind of chilled out at her place a little bit until my mom was like, "Hey, where are you?" So I had to go home at that point. The second one, that was it was a nice little walk in the creek area. I think it was like the far left side of the creek we walked. I think it was our first time both going in that area. So yeah, there was that, which it was a fun little walk, I guess. I enjoyed it a lot. And then I guess another one was, which I like to mark that this is my favorite date that we had was going. I guess it was late at night as well. She wanted to bring me over to this park area, and here's the thing: we had to go during the night, or at least somewhat during the night, because like around the time I was trying to like get home because I was at my dad's at the one point, and this was before he moved all the way up north. Like he lived in like Hamilton and stuff, and I was waiting for my mom to come pick me up to bring me back here to St. Catharines on where I live, so I can then go on my date. But they took forever to get there. So, and I've been like I've been texting her I've been texting I guess the girl. I should have really just given her a name, but I've been like texting her saying, "Oh, hey, they said they'll be here in about half an hour, so I'll probably be back sometime soon." And she's like, "Yay, cool!" And I'm like, "They're still not here yet. No, they're still not here yet. God damn it, where are they?" So I was still a little bit pissed off, and luckily I was still eventually able to go on my date. My mom wasn't too approving on going out so late just right there because it was also a school night, since like normally at sometimes I had to go and spend the weekend at my dad's at times, so that's practically then because it was on a Sunday, so yeah. But yeah, we were able to meet up during I think it was around 6, I think, and I had to be home by like 11 because it was a school night, so but yeah, we went to a little park. This was like I think near the start of February, I think, or somewhere around there. I'm not sure, but I know it was around then. Went to this little park. What was it? It was I forgot the name of it. Westland Park, something like that. We went to that little park for a little while, and we had a little fun. And I'm not saying like we had like fun, but I'm still a virgin, so. um, but yeah, we had some fun. Just chatting, kind of messing around a little bit. I think there was a funny moment where I guess she was like saying, "Oh, hey, I love this tree. Oh, maybe I should date the tree." And I'm like, "Hey, you better back off, tree. This is my girl." But yeah, it was nice. I think there was also a nice little moment where we were just sitting on the bench where my arm was around her, her head was on my shoulder and stuff. We were just kind of looking at the park. There was no one else really at the park at the time, and it was winter too, so it was a little cold. But yeah, I just thought it was still fun. I thought that was a really good date, honestly. I think probably my favorite date of that relationship. But unfortunately, things don't come by quickly. And with some of the stuff I said, with being with her too much and then her getting into a relationship too fast, she also didn't feel like that she was the right person for me. So if anything, it was more of her not thinking she's right for me at that time, which honestly I felt like and for her also it didn't feel like a true relationship. So to me, I felt like it was an alright relationship. And I mean, I didn't really know too much either because it was my first time dating, so she also didn't blame me on that because she was technically my first girlfriend at the time, so well, still is practically the first girlfriend I've ever had. And ever, well, I mean, of course she would always be the first girlfriend, but like, she's practically been the only girlfriend I've had since then, so yeah. So for her, yeah, it wasn't really a true relationship, and she didn't feel like she was worthy to be with me. Obviously, just because of her, like, if you guys know how depression works, like, you don't think lightly of yourself. You think like you're just someone in the way of things. I don't think I'm the right person to actually explain what depression is, but like, if you guys know what depression is, then you will know what I'm talking about. Like, they're not think they're worthy of your presence. Um, you feel like you're a piece of shit and whatnot, and you think everyone's kind of dissing on you and whatnot. So I guess that's kind of what she felt like, especially around that time, and she kind of broke up with me at that time. So yeah, and for me, I really didn't want the relationship to end because, well, I mean, I loved her at the time, so it was definitely hard for me to really get over at times as well. And well, here's the thing, like, we were also saying "I love you" to each other, so yeah. I mean, if we didn't do that, then I don't know, maybe it would have been a bit easier, but still, yeah. uh, there were some moments where I've tried to like convince her, like, hey, we should get back together. Like, I promise I'll be a lot more better to you. Like, and we can like work this out. But like, she wasn't really going for it. She rather kind of preferred us just as friends, which is still pretty good to this day. Like, we're still really good friends to this day. Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But yeah, during that time, I guess I was kind of depressed myself that I was like being a complete idiot, and for the longest time I really like just felt like it's my fault. Like, honestly, to this day still I do feel like I'm still to blame a bit for that. And like I said before, she didn't blame me for it, but like I still blame myself for what happened during the relationship. Like, I definitely felt like I could have done more during that time, but I just didn't. Well, I mean, I can't really also blame myself too much because it was my first time dating. I didn't really know how to comfort someone, so it was definitely not easy for me to do. So, and I couldn't really pick up on signs either on how she was feeling. Like, hell, even on the day of the breakup as well, like, I think I was walking with her to her bus, and she's like, "You don't have to walk me to my bus." Like, that's what she was saying, and like, I kind of just brushed that off. I don't know why I did that. So I was being a complete idiot there. And honestly, it seemed like a nice, perfect day out as well. Everything looks really nice. Like, the weather was nice and stuff. So I'm like, I'm sure she'll be fine and whatnot. And then she did post something depressing. Like, she drew something, and it was kind of depressing. And me being an idiot, I said cool. Which definitely wasn't the right thing to say. And the reason why I said it was because, oh hey, like, I was trying to like say like, oh hey, you're a good artist, yeah, but like, just with how the picture was, I'm not gonna say what it is because it's a little dark, but yeah, just cool wasn't the right moment. And right, it was like right after that. That was when she mentioned that we should break up at that time. So yeah, I was definitely in a dark corner for a very depressing time. And even after our little conversation during our breakup, I was like literally crying in my bed for a while. And yeah, it just kind of really got to me. I think what I did to at least stop thinking about it at the moment and actually try to feel a bit better. I was literally watching a Markiplier video. I don't remember the name of it, but I think it was like he was like doing a like sort of small game. It was like not really like a let's play series. It was like just a small little video of, I guess, a guy run through town or something collecting clothes maybe. I don't remember the video, but it was something like that. It was kind of entertaining, and I laughed a bit, so that kind of cheered me up. But definitely during the time, I definitely still felt like depressed and stuff. So it was not easy, especially at times where I felt like there were just times I just felt really like stupid at times, and I was just crying to myself. Like I was trying to make sure no one was able to see me at times, but like I was just kind of sad, just kind of crying at times. Yeah, it really did hurt me during that time. But I did eventually get over it. I definitely know a hard thing. Another like big portion on why it hurt me as well was the fact that she did find someone else dating, like go and date someone else around our school. So, which that was definitely not good for me because I mean it could be one thing because I think she also had another relationship during that time that I didn't really know too much about, but like it was with someone that wasn't at our school, so at least then it was kind of okay because I didn't really see her hanging out with him. But in this case, yeah, normally I just see those two normally together, so yeah, it didn't really help too much. Funny, and another moment that really I didn't like was uh like I was just kind of sitting on my own, kind of being somewhere else. And the thing was also I was trying to avoid them both. Like I wouldn't mind hanging out with her, but like whenever she was with him, I would just try to avoid it completely. Like I didn't want to be anywhere near them as they were together because I knew like just because I know it already hurts so much, I'm like, no, I don't want to look at it. No, no. I know how much it hurts me. I'm not looking at it. And funny enough, the one time it was like this was for a project as well for like our videography project, which actually kind of relates to if you guys watch my main channel, there's a little skit I have on there which was called Meme Hunt. It was kind of based around that with the basket. We had to go buy a basket from Dollarama because we needed it for our scene. So she asked if we can go meet up and go get it during lunch and whatnot. So I'm like, sure. And she said she'd be at the stairwell and whatnot. So like as I'm going over there, like I look over to where they could be. I didn't really get it was just like a quick glance on what I saw, and then I was like, nope, not looking at that. Nope, fuck that. Like Jesus Christ, you invite me over here and then you show me that. Like fuck off. Like I'm sure she didn't mean to show that, and plus like I kind of went back a little bit, and then I just came in a little bit after, I guess after they were done like making out. So I think that's what they were doing. Like it was a quick glance, so I didn't really get to see much, but yeah, they were being coupley stuff. You didn't mention he was around there, which honestly I hated the bastard. I hated him. Luckily she's not with him anymore, but still. But yeah, this was all happening around grade 12 as well, so yeah, back then I was still hurting quite a bit, especially seeing them together. So seeing them at that moment, and the thing is, I think it was a little bit after when it did arrive, and she did recognize I was there. She did finally see my text, so maybe I should have waited like maybe a couple more minutes before going over there, going to the other stairwell, because I was hanging out in another stairwell just to, avoid them and try to avoid them best I can, which wasn't easy. I think during the winter season too, like I didn't want to go outside as much, so I didn't really go to the woods and whatnot. But honestly, that would have been a good escape, honestly. And hey, if you are watching this, person I am talking about, I'm sorry for saying that I was trying to avoid you and your boyfriend there at the time, but I just couldn't take it. I just couldn't. Like I would be able to still hang out with her, just with her and or in general, and a couple of our other friends, sure. But like with him, yeah, no, not interested. Nope, nobody do. Especially if I was like sitting down somewhere and they were like walking by, I was like, okay, please don't notice me, please don't notice me, please don't notice me, and they're like, oh hey John, ah. I was sitting there, I was like, God damn it. Yeah, I think even one time I even tried to look like I was very upset with seeing them like that, and I think it actually worked. She actually like noticed the one time, and I was like, "Oh shit!" She actually noticed. But yeah. And then like I guess the day after, I had one of my other moments where I was like I really didn't want us to break up and whatnot. I really wanted us to be together, like and all that. Like I was so upset with her being with him at the time. So yeah, I was not in a right place. I'm gonna be honest there. It's because I fell in love with this girl, so I'm like I've been like so depressed and stuff as well. Not to mention like another thing I also keep realizing at times that she like try to get rid of me at times so she can go hang out with just him at times as well. And this was before I knew they were dating, so there was that. And we were planning to go to Tim Hortons, but since it seemed like I was a third wheel there, she said, "Oh, I had something else to do," and then left. And then I just kind of left the dude, so I went to go do something else. I don't remember what I did, but apparently they met back up, went to go to Tim Hortons, and I was doing a little joke thing saying, "Hey, wait a minute," with like Tim Hortons, and then it's like, she's like, "Okay, sorry, it's like you're always just around, like." Or like I don't remember the exact sentence she used, but it was something like that. And then like a couple seconds after, I was like, "Wait a minute, oh shit!" Because here's another thing. Like I was also like predicting. I was like, "What if she was just lying and both of them just went to Tim Hortons?" Which normally in my case, wherever I think about these kind of things, it's like, nah, it never happens. Like it never happens. And I was like saying that's like, nah, that probably wouldn't happen anyways. And then, hey, it finally fucking happened. So, like, one of my predictions finally came true. What the fuck? Or, like, in those moments on how, or what I think people did, or what I might expect might happen soon, or whatnot. But, yeah. uh, yeah, I was just not really happy at the time. Yeah, and then probably one of my last, I guess, moments. I think it was on that day too, or something like that. I think it was like one final attempt, and my mind was just going like completely blank and stuff. Oh man, I haven't even told her about this either. I mean, I was talking to her at the time as well, and I honestly thought because the fact that I couldn't take this no more, that I should have just unfriended her. And what I did, like, after our little conversation, I just unfriended her on Facebook, which was kind of sending a different message, which was trying to, like, unfriend her entirely, which, it was late during the night, too, so I was kind of just, like, on the floor laying, like, crying to myself. I think this was after high school, I think. Was it? I think so. I think it was, like, in August, I believe. I was crying for a second, and then I kind of just realized that I'm doing a stupid mistake. Like, she's a really good person, and, like, I shouldn't put my friendship over, like, my feelings for her. Like, that was stupid of me to even think of, because we were still friends. Like, why lose something that you already have, even though you can't do something more with her? Like, I just realized I was doing such a stupid thing, and the fact was, like, just the fact that I was a really good friend of hers, like, especially with, like, her, like, depression and anxiety and stuff, honestly thought she would have done something drastic, Like, I wasn't thinking to myself at the time, and right there and then I was like, oh, please be friends with me again, like, please, please. And, like, pretty much in the morning, I finally got a reply, and she friended me back, and it was like, it's fine, it was only, like, Facebook anyways. And I'm like, oh, she only thought it was Facebook. Oh. Which I was kind of lucky enough at that time, but yeah. She didn't get what I totally meant when I was unfriending her on Facebook. So, yeah, and I felt really stupid. I even put out a video on my main YouTube long ago saying, like, I was kind of like, there were tears in there, and man, I was just being a big dum dum, and I was like, I almost lost my best friend, and I just became an idiot. I was just being an idiot at the time. It was pretty much at that moment that I realize our friendship's a lot more important than my feelings towards her. So I just decided to give up on that completely and just let things be as they are. Let us just stay friends and let me just be a good friend to her from here on out. No more of what happened in the past. Oh man. Man, I didn't think the waterworks would be coming back. I'm actually crying right now. It's a painful memory to go back to. It's stuff that I don't normally talk about, but it's just something I kind of leave into the past and whatnot. So if you ever meet me in person, don't ever talk to me about that situation because it's something I'd rather leave in the past and just keep it there, you know? Tears and my nose getting stuffy now. Great. Which, it's only been kind of brought up like maybe one other time from like her that she mentioned, oh yeah, we also kind of dated before to like a friend. I think it was on the way back from a Toronto trip, but that was probably the only other time we actually or we mentioned anything about us dating before in the past. But even then, I just kind of left it alone. So, yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, I also like there are still some small feelings for her that I do have, but like I said, I'm just keeping them in the background. And if she ever did want to get back in a relationship, I would accept. But yeah, that's only really if she would be down for it. And I am not going to mention anything about us being in a relationship ever. Only if she brings it up. Never going to mention that ever again. Maybe small things like memories and stuff back, like some memories that we had from dating, but like even then it wasn't even that long, so you know, yeah. Kind of definitely a sad and depressing story from my part, yeah. But hey, I made it through it. Man, I was talking about this one situation. I haven't even gone to another person I kind of started having feelings for a while. Which, honestly, I felt like for this next person, I felt like this could be someone I can actually be with and definitely get fully over this other girl. And this was the time in college as well when I got started, where this other person, I mean, she was pretty, she liked Pokemon. If we were in the same program as well, so we were both into acting and stuff, so yeah, I honestly felt like that she was like the one I could really be with. But little did I know she already had a boyfriend that didn't really go to the school, but she does actually see him in person, and she was pretty happy with him. I think they might be still together, but yeah, we only stayed as like close friends as well with that other person. That's I guess the short version of that one. I didn't want to go too much on what that one was, but let's just say I was definitely a little upset because this other person definitely seemed like someone I could fall in love with as well, but it didn't happen. uh, but hey, that's what happens. And hey, if I have one life lesson for any of you, is that love hurts. No matter what happens, it just hurts no matter what happens. So just be careful out there whenever you're like looking for love, or just watch out in your relationships as well. Make sure you're there for that person, and make sure it's a true relationship. Make sure you make you both happy. Especially if you just try to make her happy, like she might feel like you're not happy as well. Like if you aren't happy, then there's that as well. But like do what you can, find that perfect person for you. That's just also with like how I take things into relationships nowadays. Like normally I at least try to like meet with a person, like get to know them a bit better before actually like trying like to see if I can date them and whatnot. That's normally how I do things nowadays, but as you can still see, I'm still single. Since I've only had one girlfriend and I've only asked out two other girls before. Well, not two other girls. One of them was the same. So I've went out with one and I've asked two out before. So yeah. Yeah, that's my love history, I guess. But yeah, any relationship tips I'd have to give is be there for one another, make each other happy. That's all I have to do. And at times, yeah, you will be hurt. You will be hurt. Sometimes you will be hurt, and I know it sometimes as well. Like, it will be assholes that you eventually start dating as well, and they could be dicks, and they might ruin your next relationship as well. But just try to leave those like horrible exes in the past and whatnot. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna leave things here because we're like 51 minutes in, and I think I can only record up to 55 minutes before I can't put my video on my laptop. So yeah, depressing stories with Jonza. Oh, excuse me. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys like this depressing story, press the like button or subscribe to whatever. And I'll see you dudes in the next video. See you dudes next time.